Hey, what's up, all? Wardrobe here again, another non-war game. Got another thing coming up here. Hey, I just wanted to talk about real quick the Week 5 update for the TBFL, the Totally Bitchin' Football League 1982. Oh, yeah, I need to put that in the title, actually. I just want to talk about it. So I have played through Week 5. I was having a ball with this, and so I just kept going. And I was like, you know what? I'll update everybody after Week 5. So there's 14 games going to be played, so it's a little over a third of a season, and it's been a fun league so far. So let's see. Let's zoom in just a little bit here, and oh wait, actually I can do that up here, or it's already zoomed in. All right, well, you can see here it's been quite the climb. So in my very first, after my first week, so I had a preseason rank that I gave him based on just I didn't really know what I was looking at. And I still think I don't know what I'm looking at because I was like, I don't know how I would rank these. So I gave the Ryan Showboats, the Muncie Explosion, the San Francisco Colts, and the Tulsa Ravens were 1, 2, 3, and 4. After the first week, they were all in the bottom 4 because they all lost in the their first games, like bad. So it was interesting. I was like, oh boy. Now what's been interesting is we're starting to see some correction there. So I'm kind of thinking, oh, maybe some of these predictions are right, but not this number 3. I mean, look at the San Francisco Colts, 1 and 4. So let's talk a little bit about how I'm doing things here. So there's 8 teams. You can see them all here. There's 8 teams. They're playing everyone twice. So that's 14 total games. I'm using a point system like English Premier League or like soccer does, which I really like that. So how I'm sorting this is by number of points. Again, you get 3 for a victory, 0 for a loss, and 1 for a draw. I'll explain overtime in a minute. I'm just doing points for, against, kind of as a barometer of defense and offense. The point differential, home and away, and I'm doing away points because as I kind of was playing this, I was going to use point differential as a tiebreaker. And I thought, I don't know, that kind of, I mean, I can't really do anything in this game about running up scores and stuff. I mean, but it would happen, right? But I thought maybe point differential shouldn't be the main thing. Maybe their away record should be the next thing. So these two guys are tied with points. What's their away points? Because if you have away victories, I think that's pretty good. I think that says a lot. So right now they're tied. Then I would look at point differential. So in this case, Ryan Showboats are dominating here with 45-28. So the Ryan Showboats, after their first game, they were in 5th place, and now they have slowly crawled their way back up. In this last week, they did it with a victory over San Francisco. So, that's funny. Now that I'm looking at it, they barely beat San Francisco by 5 points at San Francisco. But San Francisco is really dragging. Like, I look at their things, I'm like, why are they not doing better? I don't understand. So that's been interesting. But again, they barely won that. So, but then it's interesting, like the Muncie Explosion have only played 1 home game. So they have a bunch. So now I've got some thoughts about where I think this might be going. I'm going to make some predictions here, and I've wrote them down over here. You probably can't read them, but that's okay. Just real quick, these are the weekly scores here. So you can see the weekly scores. I probably could zoom in a little bit more. I don't know. That's probably going to be huge. Yeah, that's a little too big. Let's see. Can I custom this? You probably can somewhere. So view, zoom. Oh, and you can't custom. That's interesting. Yeah, we'll just do this. So remember, as a reminder, what I'm doing here. So the yellow games are the game of the week. So I play that out using Fast Drive Football. So my very first game was Ryan and Akron, and so Ryan was the number 1 seed, and Akron was the 6th seed. Akron won. So Akron has been sitting in the first place seat all season, and just this last week they went down because they lost to Tulsa 33-21. So this was an interesting. So Akron went down because they lost. Ryan Showboats passed them because they got their victory. That was away as well, so that gave them 6 more points. So that brought them up there. The Muncie Explosion were interesting. So they were in 5th place here. They actually lost their game, but because of the but because, let's see, how did that work? But anyway, they lost and they moved up because Tulsa is the one. Tulsa won, but they went down. Muncie went up because of their away points. So that was an interesting thing. So they lost. Tulsa won. Muncie passed them because I'm using the away points. Because look at the differential. If I was using that differential, Tulsa would be first. So that's sort of making me doubt my move here, but I still like this. I still like using the away one before differential. Now, the Tulsa Ravens fans don't like that. But I think that's and what's funny is now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, well, their offense is way better, but their defense is porous too. I mean, look at that defense. So I don't know. It's kind of I don't know. That's interesting. It's fun. I don't know. So so I've got an idea here. I think my prediction is this. So I'm gonna come back and do a video after another 5 weeks. So at the end of week 10. And I think I'm going to say that I think Muncie here. I'm sorry. I'm going to say Akron here, who's been up there. I think they're going to go 2-3. They're going to gain 3 away points when they beat Milwaukee at Milwaukee. So they're going to get up to 9 away points. But I think they're going to go 2-3, just based on the teams they're playing and how it's going. I think this week might be a turnaround point for them, and they might start going down into their more correct spot here. I think Muncie. I don't know why I think this, but I think they're going to go 4-1. Also getting 3 more away points. So they're going to tie them for away points. Now, where that might hurt them. And so when they end that, if they go 4-1, they'll be 6-4. And they'll be, Akron Gators will be 6-4. If their away points are the same, 9-9, they're going to be tied there. What Muncie needs to do is get a lot of points, and Akron needs to lose by significant in the games they do lose. Because they are a 48-point spread. So I don't know if that's going to happen. So I don't know if Muncie will replace Akron, switch places with them at some point, but I feel like Muncie's going to go 4-1. I'm calling it now. We'll see what happens. And then I think Austin could go 4-1, which in case would make them 7-3, which would be the solid second place behind the Rhine Showboats. I think Rhine might go 5-0. Now, what's interesting is they do have a few away games, and they are 2-1 away. So, and it looks like if they go 5-0, I don't remember. I think they'll get, if they go 5-0, I think they're going to have a total of like 12 to 15 away points. It'll be crazy. So, if they can really solidify that, I mean, they're so far in the lead here with a point differential. It'll be interesting. So a couple things real quick. So that's kind of just a prediction. I'm not really sure. I just don't see San Francisco. San Francisco almost beat Rhine, but they lost. I mean, it's just like they can't quite pull out the victory here. And they're negative 40-point differential. They allow 100. They scored 102 points, which is third best in the league. So I did see that part, but what I didn't see is that their defense would be so poor. It's 142 points allowed, which is crazy. And they have 0 away points, but they only had 1 away game. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe they'll have a great away record. So let's see. My first game of the week was Ryan against Akron. Pretty quiet, 7-14. Like, oh, that wasn't quite as fun, right? Just 3 scores. And then my Muncie Tulsa game, 26-10, was interesting. Put in Tulsa at 0-2. They put them down, but they've started climbing back up, so that's good. But that was fun. That was a fun game. And then Austin Milwaukee was a fun game. Milwaukee had not won a home game yet, but they won it in overtime. They scored. So my overtime is this: both teams get the ball once. If they score, great. If they don't, great. So neither team scored on their first one, and so the next one that scored would win. If that 15 minutes ran out, then the game was over and it would end up in a draw. So I thought we were about to end up in a draw. It was very close, but then they got a field goal at the end. And so that was an exciting game. Giving Milwaukee their first home win, gave Austin a road loss and moving them. Let's see, that would have moved them to, so they were 2-0. So they were 2-0 going into that. So they went 2-1. And then they lost another one during that week starting out 2-0, they ended up with 3-2 at the end of that 5-game spread. Shreveport, San Francisco is just a fun back and forth game. And then this Muncie, Austin. So Muncie's second game of the week. Second one on the road too. They almost flipped the score they got and lost to Austin 26-14. Muncie just couldn't make anything happen. Austin scored it. Yeah. And what's interesting is Austin scores quick. They scored quick in their game in week 3 and their game in week 5. So that was fun. It is fun playing the game out, but I'm also glad I'm doing it so that I'm playing these all out, these other games, using the fast play results from Fast Drive Football. And then what I do is I look up a score from the 1982 NFL week, just draw dice and pick one of the scores, and whatever the winning scores is the winning team. So that's one way. That's why these scores, I feel like these scores are a little higher, but I started to get a few more points in my actual plays here. So that's good too. Like I've got like a 31-7. So what helped Rhine was this 37-0 victory over Shreveport. That just rocketed them in the points differential. And that was a quick play game. So the most I've scored in an actual play is 27. Is that right? Yeah, 27. So, okay. Anyway, that's it. So I'll come to you after week 10. I've got a few, been thinking through what games of the week I'm going to have. Just kind of looking at what I want to play out. I wish I should have pulled that up to have that ready to go for you, but I'm going to fill in the bracket, the schedule for that's remaining time. And yeah, it's Fast Drive Football is fun. It's free. Remember, Fast Drive Football, I think it's .com, but look up Fast Drive Football, Al Wilson. It's a charity wear, so just download it free and donate to a charity. I haven't decided which one I want to do yet, but I appreciate him doing this. A lot of work went into this, and especially the league development part. And there are things in there. So like if there's a season they didn't do, or you want to do a couple teams that they haven't done, he gives you everything to build the teams out. You just look at some of the stats. He probably gives you a reference to look at, and it's cool. So if you want to build something out, I thought about it, and I did watch a guy, I think Appa Brian or Appa. Anyway, he played some college football, so there's college football rules too to set that up, and I think they've created some teams. So if you want to play out some college seasons or create your own tournaments, the games play in 20-30 minutes maybe, and you can get really fast. Like I'm starting to learn some of the results and stuff. So okay, that's that, and I'll probably play a game live, but you can see some live played on around the web, around the YouTubes. And that's that. I've been here a long time, and appreciate y'all. And, subscribe, click the bell, blah, 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 all that stuff. All right. We'll talk to you later. See ya.